Report from Kentucky Health and Family Services revealing concerning data on child deaths related to abuse in our state. Child deaths and near deaths from abuse jumped 22% from 2020 to 2021. Kristen Goodwillie has more on what went wrong.
Imagine being a child in a horrible family situation, facing neglect and abuse. Then the pandemic hits and all contact with the outside world is halted, leaving children more isolated than ever before.
It just played into what I think really is a different kind of storm.
The state saw a decline in reported child abuse starting in 2020, with a significant drop in reports in 2021.
I would suggest we be cautiously optimistic about that.
Pam Darnell is the CEO of Family and Children's Place, an organization that's been protecting Kentucky children and families for about 100 years. She says we must put the data in context. Many kids weren't physically going to school, meaning teachers, coaches, community centers weren't able to see and report signs of abuse, leaving children to fend for themselves.
We also do know, especially with child sexual abuse, is that isolation is really one of the most important things that helps that continue and perpetuate itself.
Despite the decline in reported abuse, child deaths and near deaths related to reported abuse went up 22% in 2021 compared to 2020. Darnell also saw a spike in kids reported to their child advocacy center, which helps kids hurt by sex abuse and trafficking.
Over 1,500 kids in fiscal 21. And that is the most children we've seen in 6 years.
In the last 5 years, 71% of the deaths and near deaths of children in the Commonwealth were cases where a social worker had been investigating the situation, according to the report. Darnell has a decade's worth of experience as a social worker and says it is a difficult job.
Especially when that one person may be carrying 40 to 60 families, when ideally they should be carrying 20.
The high caseloads and exodus of social workers has created a major backlog. It's a problem Governor Andy Beshear pledged to fix December 2021.
Beginning December 16th, all social workers and family support staff will receive a 10% raise,
with more programs aimed at hiring social workers in the next 2 years. The state is trying to address the issues as organizations like Darnell's continue to offer services to children.
I think anytime a child dies or nearly dies as a result of abuse and neglect, it's a huge concern.
208. That's the number of child deaths or near deaths related to reported abuse in 2021. I'm Kristen Goodwillie, WHAS 11, on your side.